have the most success. I mean, I have a customer south of town that she's second go around. She tried, she's just not having success, but she's not willing to reduce her medication. And I believe it's thyroid, it's steroids, allergy medications. Those are the ones that, and possibly even antidepressants that can that the Slim doesn't work. It works against sometimes. So, but that's such a tricky thing because we're not doctors, and I always just say, you know, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I can only tell you, you know, what my neighbor Carrie did, which was take a leap of faith, to get off her thyroid, drink the Slim, take her ProBio Cleanse, and she's free of her autoimmune Hashimoto thyroid disorder that she had for 10 years. And she's had her thyroid checked 3 times in the last year and a half, and her thyroid numbers are perfect. But she took a leap of faith, and she went off her thyroid. She did, you know, so.
What was she on? What does she take now?
She was on, originally she was on the...
Synthroid?
Yes.
But now she's on Slim and...
Slim, ProBio, and BioCleanse.
She doesn't take the Synthroid?
She what?
She doesn't take the Synthroid anymore at all?
No, she stopped after 2 weeks. And she knew, she said this before, so she wouldn't care, it's kind of TMI, but like she felt her thyroid was overactive, and if she ever was not having the right dosage of her Synthroid, like she would start to bleed, like having a period. And so she knew if that happened, she'd have to go back on her thyroid. Well, so when she went off, she never bled, and she just felt better and better every day. So all we can do, you guys, and you know, that disclaimer, and for the guests in the room, just know that if you haven't joined yet, like, we cannot say Plexus Cure. You know, I only yell that out, so I'm like, we said the disclaimer, you know, because we really can't. And we can't say Plexus Cure cures Hashimoto thyroid disorder. We can say this is what she did, these were her results. Now, obviously, I mean, you would conclude that it pretty darn well did, but because of, you know, the FTC, the FDA, and all the governments, and the little hands and all of our stuff, and we are not, you know, we don't have any synthetics in our shop. We can't claim all the things that drug companies do, but they're so proud to say when a woman's running through the meadow with the butterflies that you can have a bleeding ulcer, death, and suicide. So we have to just be so careful on Facebook and, you know, everything. We can't really say diseases. I mean, it is frustrating, and that's why you know, this is a relationship marketing business, and it might take a little bit longer for you all to build your business, not necessarily trying to reach the masses of people, because, like who was saying, you know, I watched her post for a while, but see, you knew that person, typically. You know, so there's a lot to be said about credibility and trust. We are in a very personal business, you know, people share a lot of information, personal information, a lot of pain, and so it's so important that you have that ability to really help look at, you know, at their needs, and that's hard to do in social media. It's a great way to draw in curiosity, but the more you can be eyeball to eyeball, belly to belly, Ella Clark has told me that, our CMO, we love social media for what it's done for Plexus, but this still is and will always be a belly-to-belly business because it's about relationships. So it's, don't ever lose sight of that. Sonia and I are pretty old school. When we were building our businesses in the other company, there was no social media. So we're doing our darndest to learn it and help our businesses and reach people. But this is why we travel. You know, we want to meet our teams. We want to hear the stories. We want to be able, you know, I don't have really a health testimony, so I can say, gosh, I was just in Virginia and heard this story and that story, and you know, that's what we do, is we share, and we cannot stress that enough. We are not selling products. We are sharing stories, and that's why, you know, we try to keep our presentation very brief. Please know that you know, people, they can read for themselves, they can hear for themselves. What keeps people's interest and their, you know, willingness to try it themselves is hearing stories. We all are like that, right? I mean, I don't want to sit in the classroom and be taught, and, you know, I tune out. You got to really entertain me if you're going to keep my attention. That's kind of the society. That's our market now. We have to think about that's what we are doing done for us, and the technology is like our attention span is shorter and shorter. So we have to really listen and be able to engage with people and share stories. And the more you're in, the more stories. You know where Facebook is great is that you get on the testimonial page, or you attend any, I mean, I applaud all, oh, did we talk about who traveled the farthest? Okay, so who drove like more than 4 hours? Anybody? How many?
I flew from Atlanta.
You flew from Atlanta.
She went to.
How about you?
I'm 7 hours.
7 hours. And you know, Scott, thank you. Give him a hand. And I promise you, I mean, when I was brand new, I flew, let's see, it was Super Saturday of 2013, and I flew 2 legs from Reno to LA, LA to Scottsdale, or Phoenix, and I went to a 2-hour training. And it's just, on all of you, even if you drove, you know, an hour, we appreciate that, but it shows you're investing in your business. And I promise you, it's always worth your time. It's always worth it. Nobody ever leaves an event and says, oh, that was a complete waste of time. Either, are you kidding me? You guys, just from the testimonies alone, I can't stress that enough, how important it is that you really share that. That's what built Plexus. That's what we always talk about, so different. Why we're so different from any company. We just share information. How many of you never sold a thing in your life, and you're making an income in Plexus?
Wow.
And you never would sell it. You didn't sell anything in your life because you never wanted to, right? And who wants to be sold, you know? So I'm just going to share. I'll spend 10 minutes. Okay. You know, whenever I do training, I never really have that much time, you know, just because we do an event and training, unless we're doing a big, like, day-long training. But I like to, if I just have 10 minutes with you, I feel like there's a lot you can just kind of figure out on your own as far as, well, I'll just put it out there that if you're not all this is like my basic, you know, 10-second training I'll share. If you are not carrying 3-day trials on hand at all times, you are totally missing the boat. People might have all the intentions to go to your website, to purchase a 3-day trial, or maybe even a 30-day trial, I don't know. But have you ever told somebody you're going to go buy something off their internet and then life happens and you totally forget, or you get around to it, you never get around to it? Have you ever seen a round to it? Remember that? And so when you have, what I know is that the way to get a team, which obviously builds your business, is you have to get customers. And there are no shortcuts. Yes, there's going to be the exception always to the rule that somebody will hear about the business now that we're out more and more. Oh, I hear this Plexus thing, I hear this. And they might, just like me, join. I mean, Sonia and I hadn't even tried the pink drink before. We joined before Sheila's 3-day trial was in the mail. We are the exception to the rule. Not everybody's going to just be business-minded like us and run with it, you know, just in it. But that was based on Sheila's credibility and my trust and our friendship from knowing her for almost 20 years. So, how do you get the product then into the hands of people? Because they have to get on the product to fall in love with the product, to then feel the desire to share, or possibly have people notice how great they're feeling, or, you know, they're getting smaller or whatever. So the 3-day trial literally turned around our company. I mean, this is out of I've been very blessed to spend time with our executives. And literally, like when people say, well, what am I going to feel in 3 days? We always under-promise and over-deliver, right? We don't just go, oh, I know someone who lost 5 pounds. Well, guess what? If they lose 4, they're going to think it doesn't work, right? So we always under-promise and over, you know, I don't know what you're going to feel. Maybe a little bit of extra energy. You might not crave a soda. You might sleep better. I have no idea. It's just mainly not necessarily for results. It's just for taste and see how you like it. After 3 days, you might feel something. And then you'll feel more confident to go to our website and buy a 30-day trial, 30-day, or 60-day money-back guarantee. So carrying those on hand, Sonia and I, we promote to, you know, you sell them 1 for 12 or 2 for 20. They always buy 2 for 20. They have that extra 3 days because after 3 days, when they decide they want to go to your website, because see, now there's a connection, right? Now they feel something, so they're going to want it. And then they have that extra 3 days to carry them over until their order arrives. Okay, so that's what I'm going to tell you as far as like a tool that you're missing out on if you're not doing already. Has anybody already carrying 3-day trials? Have you noticed it makes a little bit of a difference? Because see, when you have it on hand, that's the only thing. And you don't give them away. You never give them away. That's not putting value to it. They can put it in their drawer. Now, if it's your best friend or your mom, fine. You owe me. You know, I mean, I sold them for $9 a piece when I was brand new because I was the first ambassador in Reno. I was scared to death. I thought, I just need testimonies. And I told everybody, I need your opinion of this product. I'm going to sell it to you at cost. And then I gave some to my family and best friends. But everybody else bought them for $9. Now we're smart and do 1 for 12 or 2 for 20. And all that said to just say, it's totally going to help your business to grow faster, I promise you. I had Stephanie Hillenbrand, one of my senior rubies, she's probably the next Emerald in California. We did a little experiment. She just told everybody when they were brand new, because what do our new ambassadors say? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? And you're their leader. I don't care if you have one ambassador team, you're now a leader. So you say, you need to order 20 trials and have 20 trials on, you know, whether it's Boost, Accelerator Plus, 10 of each, whatever, 20 on hand at all times. Well, guess what that does? Gets their PV in. So we figured out, after 3 months of joining, we looked at her top 10, because she already had a team after 3 months of 30, 40 people, 31, and they were all over 800 PV. Well, what was the common denominator? They were all buying 3D products. Okay, so there's your proof, right? You always need proof. Okay, I'm talking about. All right, so what I'm going to talk to you now is belief and working on yourself. So this is the part where we have to get, I do this because I love Plexus and I want people to be successful. And we were blessed to be in another company for so long where we really understand the importance of being others focused and having a servant's heart and always making it about the other person. Nobody gets you to your next rank. It's all about you and your ability to help people get what they want. But it's not their responsibility to produce for you, to build a team for you. It's all on you. Now, the beauty of that is when you achieve your success in Plexus, it's because of your hard work. Yes, you might get a little hot shot. I got very blessed with Sonia, but I have nurtured a friendship for 20 years, and, you know, it is what it is. It's not like I got lucky. I mean, people now know that. I mean, we feel beyond blessed, but we didn't really just become diamonds overnight. I mean, we put blood, sweat, and tears, did we not, Kelly, into another business for 17 years. We went to 4 seminars a year for 15 to 16 years. 4. We did fall retreat, career conference, seminar, and leaders retreat, or leaders in January. And much of the focus in that training for all those events was on personal growth and development. Because see, what network marketing is, it's all about you becoming the best you and working on yourself, learning to be a good listener. I always say God gave us 1 mouth and 2 ears for a reason. And how many times do people come to me and they want to just talk. And they just want to talk about all their problems and they never ask me one question about me. And I take this as a compliment. My nail lady told me this the other day. I've been getting my nails done from her for now for 3 or 4 months. And she told me the other day, she said, Helen, I want to come to your next meeting. And we haven't really talked about Plexus much at all. She knows what I do. She knows she's always like, where are you going next? Before this trip. She's like, oh my gosh. And she said, I want to go to your next meeting because you are not desperate about a next customer or sale. You just know what you have. And I'm intrigued. And I know you believe in your products. And you just have this confidence about you. I mean, she didn't really say it like that, but in so many words, that's why. Because you can imagine as a nail lady, how many times do people sit down and talk, never ask? I know all about her. I know that her husband lives in China and that her son doesn't get along with, I know everything about her because I show that I care about her. Because I do. I love to, I'm almost like, am I asking too many questions? But I do that. I mean, that's just my personality. But what did I do in the process? I built a relationship with her and a trust with her. So now when she goes to learn about Plexus and she's going to learn how stinking awesome it is, she's going to be like, oh my gosh, why were you like, Plexus all over me? Well, I'll tell you why. Because how many people have done that? Our product